Welcome to What's the Deal with Sam? Starring Sam Lilly. Join Sam as he discusses a wide variety of topics.
Batman.
Now let's start the show.
Thank you.
What's the deal with learning the value of $1? It's like learning the moral of the story with the ground. If I'm more animated, maybe it's funnier. So, whenever that's kind of brought up, it's like, oh yeah, I want you to learn the value of $1. What that really means is, I want you to work and have your own money. That's kind of what that means, right? And like, that's usually the sense where you're saying like the value of $1. Mainly it's the idea of like, what does $1 mean to you? But like, when you hear that, like the value of $1 can mean a lot of things, right? Like, how much is $1 really worth? Well, it kind of depends on things like there's, like with the markets and retail value, exchange rates, world markets, that kind of stuff. There's it's a representation of like how much gold we have in the treasury shit, whatever, the mint, that. You have like, there's a lot of different ways to look at what is the value of $1 and like inflation and like, depends on like, is this like some kind of weird like artifact? This is a very historical dollar. It actually is like right now the material the dollar is made out of, or this special like very rare printing of $1 or like this pressing of a dollar coin or something is actually worth, much more than just $1. There's a lot of different ways you could look at that, and like I guess I just wonder why we have to phrase it in such an ambiguous way. When it's more like, just be a little more specific. Be like, I want you to figure out, like, what $1 means to you. Like, because when you don't know, you're like, I don't know, how much $1, whatever. How it's just $1. It's just $20. It's just $50. Just $100, right? Like, it's hard to have a concept of it until, like, you're dealing with some of that yourself. And you're like, oh, yeah, I guess so much money can be important. It depends on your situation. Somebody might look at, like, $10 and be like, whatever, $10. Somebody else might be like, that's my $10. That's a lot. That's $10. That's a lot of money. And like, it's like, it really depends where you are, right? Like, obviously, like, fucking, like, billionaires would be like, I don't know, a couple $100, whatever. But when you're, like, average person, you're like, dude, that's a couple $100. It's a lot of money. So, like, it's weird that we're, like, kind of so vague with the idea of, like, the value of $1. Because it's like, that could mean so many things. And really, then there's also a really big picture thing of like, well, $1 is like, it's not really worth anything really in itself, right? You can't eat $1. You can't, build shelter out of $1. You can't drink water as $1. Right? Like, it's a representation. It's a means of it's just like a means of like basically replacing like a straight up barter system as a way to have like some idea of like society and civilization, a way to keep things functioning, keep order and organization and that stuff. There's like a lot of weird things with it when you break it down, and it's just the idea that like you would just throw the whole thing out there as just generally the value of $1 seems like a bad idea. It seems like we need to use a few more words, be a little more specific on what we're talking about, and I don't know. I don't know. Communicate better? Could we try to communicate better, maybe? Is that so hard to do? Is that so much to ask? Maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. What's the deal with the value of $1? It's like, I'd buy that for $1. With the ground.